Hello everybody, welcome back to the No Starbase Challenge. We are currently in Thradash space because we need to go and get the Aqua Helix. We've pretty much done all the hard stuff. We've started to move the Thradash away, and all we have to do now is just land on the planet, get the Aqua Helix, get out of there. We've got a probe coming here. I found out a couple of things. I've made a couple of mistakes apparently in my plan to win this game. But luckily I spotted it early. There's three things mainly that I didn't consider. The first thing was that I need to get information about the deep children, the Mycon deep children, because the egg case fragments are not enough. You actually have to have knowledge of how it works. And so at some point we're going to have to go and talk to the Araloo. Seems to be the easiest way to get information about the Mycon deep children is talking to the Araloo, so I'll go and do that. The other thing that I forgot to do was get the Bervixi's caster. Well, it's not a big thing. The biggest thing is the information about the Mycon deep children, but another thing that I didn't consider maybe we should probably do is going to get the Bervixi's caster, because that will allow us to get another Druge Mauler, so that we can get two of them, or maybe even three actually. Oh no, we'll get two because we need to use one of the egg case fragments, the Rosy Sphere, and then we can get two Maulers, which might be useful. Another important thing is going to where the Pekunk are, because they're moving, they're migrating to Yehat space, and if we go to them before they get there and tell them to turn back, they'll head back to their homeworld, and we'll be able to get some more Pekunk ships. And so hopefully by near the end of the game, we'll have 8 Pekunk ships, a cruiser, a Spathi, and 2 Druge Maulers, and that'll be our full fleet. Anyway, here's the Aqua Helix on the Thradash homeworld. Captain, we've discovered some sort of alien shrine here on the surface. The building is immensely old, at least 2,000 years. Inscribed around the perimeter of the cylindrical shrine is our innumerable hieroglyphics which document the history of each of the 19 Thradash cultures. From what we have seen, we have learnt Thradash have risen to starfaring technology at least 3 separate times, only to nuke themselves back into the Stone Age again and again. The real surprise, Captain, is what we found inside the shrine. We knew the Thradash were keeping something down here, but we didn't know what it was until we were inside of the shrine. In the exact middle of the structure was a tall dais of white stone, so at the top of this dais was an immense aqua gemstone, somehow shaped into a flat twisted ribbon, like a DNA helix. I sometimes wonder how they actually get these things. I don't know how the Thradash came along this thing. Anyway, where was I? The Aqua Helix emitted incredible light pulses, illuminating the cavernous shrine like a giant strobe light. At least it did, until Private Hendrix decided to see what would happen if he grabbed the artifact. The Helix immediately ceased glowing and has remained quiescent ever since. We will bring the Aqua Helix back on board the ship for further investigation. Wow, that blue text is actually pretty difficult to read, but I practiced, and I think I pulled it off, except for that one word, quiescent, or whatever it was. Anyway, I've actually just got a comment on here from Biscuit. I think that's how you pronounced it. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. He did it a couple years ago now, did it a little while ago now. He's actually another person who has actually done a No Starbase Challenge on YouTube, and he's just commented on one of my videos with a really, really, really important piece of information. By the way, we're just going to a Rainbow World, I think this is, to get some more not bios, but to get some credits. Yeah, he's given me a really, really important piece of information, which is that I need to distract the Ilrath. I need to go and tell them to attack the Thradash, because apparently, if you don't do that, then the Ilrath will actually ambush you at the Kzer-Za homeworld when you go to free them. I did not know about that, and so I've had to add that into my plans. Luckily, the Bervixi's caster works. I think I said in maybe last episode that it doesn't work, but in fact it does, apparently. So that's luckily quite an easy thing to fix. We just go to Arcturus, we get the Bervixi's caster, and then on our way to the Procyon, the Kzer-Za homeworld, we head to Alpha Tauri instead, distract the Ilrath, tell them to go and attack the Thradash, wait around for a bit, and then go to the Kzer-Za/Shamur homeworld. And then we can rescue them and then continue with the game as normal. So that's just an extra bit of planning that's gone into our... well, that's just an extra bit of something that has to go into our plan. So it's not too bad. So we don't have to go and do the whole evil ones thing with the Spathi and wait for them to, slave shield themselves. Could just use the Bervixi's caster, which is good. I just need to remind myself not to sell the caster at the Crimson Corporation. because obviously we need it now. So that means that instead of getting 2 maulers, we're only going to be able to get 1. Shouldn't be a big problem. I probably won't use the maulers that much anyway. I'm just getting them because I can, basically. No other reason. I could get 2 maulers if I use the caster first and then go back to the Druge homeworld, but it's just a bit of an effort. It just means I have to do more quasi-space jumping, which, whatever. As I said, I'm not going to use the Druge ships very much anyway, so they're not really that important. They're not very good against Sa-Matra, they're not very good against Kohr-Ah ships. So whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, here's a rainbow world. I don't even know if I went to any rainbow worlds the first time I went through this. But here's one of them. This is what they look like if you haven't seen one before. They've got a bunch of radioactives on them, so they're actually pretty good planets to mine, but I don't need to go to them. I just need to be in orbit around them, know their position, and then the Melnorme will pay me for that information. So we're done with the Thredash for now. They're obviously all dying in Ur-Quan space at the moment, and they'll come back soon. We've now got to head over to the Sextantis system for a little bit of bios. There's some good bios there. So head off there, and then we're heading into Mycon space to get the egg fragments. And obviously that's really important because, first of all, we need to tell the Cyrene what happened to their homeworld, and then we can sell them off at the Druge homeworld for the Rosy Sphere and also a Mauler ship. So quite important we get them. Just looking where they are on the map. So we're down there. So we want to go to the quasi-space portal that sort of leads us to the middle of the 3 spheres of influence of the Vux, Yehat, and Mycon. I don't even know if we're going to meet the Yehat at all in this Let's Play. I guess not. They're just not important at all. I don't think. Do we have to talk to them? I don't think we do. Looking at this list. I mean, we might meet one if we accidentally go into their sphere of influence, but I don't think they're actually necessary at all. Which is a shame. I like the Yehats. They've got good ships as well, but we can't use their ships because we can't we can't get the Shafixty back because we need to go to the starbase to get a Shafixty ship. So that ain't gonna happen. Anyway, we've got to go down here in the nice, quiet place that is quasi-space. It's nice and safe in this area. It's one of the less hostile areas, shall we say. So yeah, I was talking about having to go and find information about the egg case fragments. I don't think you can actually go to Faliarafali to do that. You have to go into the actual sphere of influence and like wait for Aralu to show up. And I think you have to meet like 2 or 3 before they give you the fragment information. Okay, so while we're just sort of flying through hyperspace, we're about to start doing some chill mining. In Vux space, we might meet a few Vux, which means we're going to have to probably... I don't know what's going to be good against the Vux. I guess maybe... I'll try Pakunk, but... might be Spathy. There we go, there's the Thredash, they've moved back. But yeah, I thought I'd talk maybe about what I'll do after we finish this Let's Play. I estimate, just looking at this list and how many episodes we've got out so far, that this Let's Play will probably be about 30 episodes long. That's just a guess. Obviously it won't be exactly that, but it might be. But yeah, it's going to be about 30 episodes long. Once I've done that, I think what I might do is just do a couple of videos on some of the sort of less well-known parts of this game. I might start to do a bit more research in this game. I want to see what the Death March looks like. I've not seen the Death March before, so I want to see what that looks like. So that's basically the main thing. I might also go and look at find all the rainbow worlds or something. I'll just do some more slightly quirkier things. But yeah, the main thing I want to see is the Death March. So I'll definitely make some videos on the Death March, how the Ur-Quan react to it, what happens at the Sa-Matra, what happens to all the races. Because apparently, actually starting the Death March makes the game a lot easier because you don't have to bother with any of the fights. So for example, at the Umgar homeworld, you could just pick up the talking pet, the Dinyari, without having to fight all those Umgar. You just literally go on the surface and pick them up because the Kohr-Ah's taken them all out. You can also go to the moon where the bomb is, the Utwig bomb, and you don't have to fight the Druge because the Druge get wiped out straight away. And so there's actually a challenge that I've seen A couple people do. I think Biscuit's done one actually, but it's on the Star Control wiki. It's one of the challenges. The No Starbase challenge is sort of the biggest one, but there's also one called the Minimalist Challenge, which means basically trying to complete the game with the minimum required things possible. So the way it works is like if you don't have to do something to complete the game, you're not allowed to do it. That's basically how it works. So I don't know to what extent. I guess you could. I guess one of the things that's quite big that you couldn't do, for example, in that mode is you can't go and see Fwifo, because I don't think Fwifo is actually necessary, which is very useful to have. So Fwifo you can't get. You can't go all those. You can't get those Pekunk ships. I don't know what the rules are with the Starbase and stuff like that. So I don't know exactly what the rules are, but there is so that is a challenge. There's also a challenge for the quickest time the game is completed in. I think I'm not looking at the wiki right now, but I remember it being September 2155, which is crazy fast. So yeah, good luck trying to beat that. What other challenges can I remember? I'm struggling to remember them now, but no, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of different challenges in this game because this game is so open. That's one of the things that is definitely true. Is that although it's sometimes, especially for a new a beginner to the game, someone who's new to the game, it is quite tough. But once you sort of know how the game works, it's actually quite open, and you can there's a lot of stuff you can do to make sure that it's a lot easier. As I say, when you're new to the game, you don't know where all the good planets are. You don't know what the best strategy is for collecting minerals, or you don't know how to fight, for example. And so you might be a bit inefficient with stuff. You might not know about the Araloo. I know a friend of mine who played this game, and literally, he got stuck, eventually. He got stuck in Mycon space, and he just gave up. But he didn't know about the Araloo at all. And I guess it is pretty easy just to sort of miss the Araloo if you don't talk to the Spathy, and when they tell you about where that variable star is that they think they see in the sky. I guess it could be really easy to miss them. So yeah, stuff like that makes the game so much more difficult because suddenly you don't have that really quick way of getting around the map. But yeah, so when the game's, as the beginning of the game, it could be quite difficult. But once you know how the game works, you can make this game pretty easy. You can make this game pretty chilled, and that means that there's a lot of freedom, really, as long as obviously you're quick enough to do it. And so there's a lot of different weird challenges I guess you could do in this game. But yeah, those are the two big ones, I think. I suppose one of the sort of the slightly riskier ones would be something like a proper hardcore challenge where you're not allowed to, sort of like Iron Man, so you're not allowed to save. So whatever happens, happens, and you're not allowed to go back. Because in this series, I've saved every 10 seconds. But I could imagine it would be quite interesting to see what happens if you played just no saves allowed. Because, for example, something could happen, and then you could be really far through the game, and something really bad could happen, and you just couldn't do anything about it. And I guess when I mean no saves, what I mean is no saving and then going back again. Obviously, you could save the game, quit the game, and then reload it again. But you're not allowed to go back. You're not allowed to go to a backup save. You just have to keep playing, whatever happens. Thing is, I imagine someone's already done that, and I bet you it's probably actually not that different from just a sort of normal playthrough by someone who knows the game well. Because someone who knows the game well and can win battles easily because they're good at the game probably doesn't have to reload anyway. So, maybe it's not going to be as amazing as I think it would be. I think doing one of these challenges where you actually play the game in a way that wasn't intended, I think those are the most interesting. And for two reasons as well, because first of all, it's interesting to see if you can do it, and second of all, because you sometimes, and I've definitely found this, you sometimes find yourself finding new conversations with some of the people that you haven't had in previous games. You sometimes open up new dialogues that you never thought existed, or new situations in the game which you never thought of before. Like, for example, I was just talking about the situation where if you don't move the Ilrath, you can't get to Procyon. I had no clue about that. You know, and when I was trying to be super efficient, I just totally didn't consider having to do that. And that's just one of the crazy things about this game. It's just so big and so open that you could complete it and still just not even see massive parts of the game. You know, you could complete this game without the quasi-portal spawner, for example. You know, that's a huge part of the game, you know, and you could just not be aware of it. And there's certain species that you might just never visit, and you could still complete the game. So it is pretty interesting how that's the case. Now, we are in Vux space here, so we might have to fight them. Vux are pretty slow. I'm not sure if I can outrun them, though. I should be able to, actually, even with, like, basically no thrusters. Yeah, see, I can actually outrun them if I want to. But, you know, we might fight with one just for fun. But I'm only here to get the bios, so, you know. I'm not here for a fight. I'm not here to actually talk to any Vux. So, again, they don't really play a very big part of the game. And in fact, they don't really play a big part of the game anyway, really. The only part of the game they play is Commander Zex, who needs the Shafixty Maidens. That's literally it. So yeah, do the Vux have a homeworld? Did I even visit the homeworld? Do they even have one in this game? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I remember at the beginning of Project 6014. I remember there's like an opening cutscene where the Shamur are slave shielding the Vux. They must have a homeworld. I'm guessing so. I've just never visited it in this game, and I wonder if there's any point. I mean, do they give you any valuable information? Do they give you anything at all? I'm not really sure. But again, there's another part of the game I don't know about, even though I've played through it 1.5 times now. But hey, what else? Oh yeah, so another thing is, someone said to me, why don't I play Star Control 3 after this? Now, I have looked at Star Control 3. It looks really strange. A lot of people on the Star Control forums seem to be suggesting, quite passively, that it's not really worth my time. It does look a bit weird. It looks very different to this game. And I'm not sure whether I really want to play it, to be honest, looking at it. I mean, I know that there is one bit in the game where you do get to talk to a precursor. So that might be interesting. Apparently that's the one good bit of the game, even though it does sort of, like, it's a bit spoilery, but apparently it is quite a cool part of the game. But that's basically it. And apparently the ending's rubbish as well. Apparently just the general game is a bit rubbish, compared to this anyway. But, you know, it's the same, you know, that's what happens if you try to follow up a classic like this. You know, you end up with something that just isn't very good sometimes. That's why there isn't a Half-Life 3. That's why Duke Nukem Forever was terrible. That's why there isn't a Shadow of Israfel Part 43. But I don't think it was made by the same guys anyway who made Star Control 1 and 2, so it's understandable that it might not have been as good. I don't even know what the guys who made Star Control 2 are doing nowadays. What are their names again? Fred Ford and Paul Reich or something? I don't know what they're doing now. Maybe I should go and look up what they're doing. I've decided that I'm going to fight some Vux, just to see what they're like. I don't know why. Just decided to.
Greetings from Vox, the
Greetings.
last word in life-form destruction. To gain an intimate knowledge of our engines of war, simply place both hands over your eyes and count to 3.
Honestly, if I did that, I'd float away quicker than you could catch up with me, so maybe that's not such a good idea.
Human, based upon our commitment to the Ur-Quan and your general disgusting demeanor, we've decided to blow you to bits.
Right, okay, so we've saved the game, which is good. So I'm going to test out the Pekunk. If this doesn't work, or if it's really difficult, really tedious, then we'll try the Svathy instead. Okay, so it's actually quite difficult. Oh dear, what I've got. Okay. Right, so it's a little bit tricky, but maybe it's just because I'm new. Those weird things are so annoying. The bubble. I don't know what those are. The little green things. They slow me down and make me unable to turn as quickly. Okay, there's one. Maybe it isn't too bad, after all. The problem is it really does slow me down quite a lot. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, okay. I'll give the Svathy a go now, why not? Okay, if we ever have to battle these guys, which I think we might have to because of the way the game sort of zooms when you go off this screen, I think they're going to be touching us. But I'm going to go to where am I going? Delta Sextantis. Where is that? Alpha, Zeta, Epsilon. Let me consult my map quickly. So where is it? Sextantis. Okay, so it's just it's just this one here. Okay, I must have just missed it. Good, Delta Sextantis. Okay, we're going here because there's two. Well, oh, here we go. Vux again. Okay, let's use a Spathy this time. But yeah, apparently it's Delta Sextantis. There's two places I want to go visit. Two bio. Well, there's one bio planet and one bio moon. Okay, but let's give Spathy a go here. FIFO. Let's give FIFO a go. Should have enough crew for this. We shouldn't have a problem, actually. This should be pretty easy now that I think about it. We'll just get into sort of a reasonable range, and then we'll just take them down with the butt missiles. Fantastic. Very easy. So easy to sort of just line them up. So basically the same tactic as the Ilrath, except that they can't use a invisibility cloak, which just makes it even easier, really. Which is fantastic. I've just noticed that the Vux little video cam thing, whatever, I don't know what to call it, the little box which shows the captain doing all the hand movements, is actually, well, it looks to me like to be the same as the one that they use in the game, like when you're talking to the Vux. I don't know if there's any other. Species that do that, because, for example, Whiffos, you can see that's obviously a different picture to the one when you talk to a Spathy. But it seems for the Vux it's the same. So I don't know if there's any others for which that is true. Maybe the Mycon, I can't really remember. Well, I'm sure we're going to find out soon enough when we fight them. But there we go, Spathy. Yeah, so Spathy's definitely the one to take down the Vux with. It's so easy. You don't lose any crew. But for now, it's time to go. Next episode, we'll be off to Delta Sextantis. And I'll see you there.